Frau Vizepräsidentin, liebe Frau Dr. Bartstedt, sehr verehrte Frau Ehrensenatorin, meine sehr verehrten Ehrensenatoren, Spektabilitäten, verehrte Kollegen, vor allem aber liebe Studierende, ich freue mich außerordentlich, dass ich Sie heute vor so einem vollen Haus begrüßen darf. Ich bitte aber um Ihr Verständnis und um Ihre Nachsicht, wenn ich aus Rücksicht auf unsere Gäste heute jetzt ins Englische übergehe. Das ist ja immer noch so, Broken English is the language of science. Und obwohl, das sollte ich dazu sagen, die Herren durchaus Deutsch verstehen und zum Teil auch sprechen. For me, it will be and remain an unforgettable moment to see Endeavour lifting off into the blue, clear Florida skies on the morning of May 16th of this year, 2011. At, I think, please correct me, Mr. Johnson, it was, I think, 8:56 local time or 12:56 UTC time. We were quite nervous, we were happy, but also with our colleagues from NASA and ESA, we had some mixed feelings because it was the last flight of Endeavour and the second to last flight of the shuttle. We'll talk about this a little bit later. Today, however, it is truly an honor and pleasure for me to welcome here in Karlsruhe, as I always claim, the technological and scientific center of the 20th century, as most of you probably know. I am happy to welcome the members of the crew who contributed so much to science by transporting the spectrometer AMS to the ISS. I would like to extend our warmest welcome to Colonel Gregory Johnson, to Colonel Michael Fink, to Dr. Andrew Foyle, and to Colonel Roberto Vittori. From ESA, the others are all NASA astronauts. Well, you have to accept that I'm quite proud of, as soon as I can mention ESA, I'm always very happy. As I know that they are going to introduce themselves later on, I would like to give you, primarily because there are so many students, a short introduction to the CVs. Colonel Gregory Johnson, who with Endeavour flew his second space flight, is and was a pilot of the U.S. Air Force. He was born actually in the United Kingdom, studied at the U.S. Air Force Academy Aeronautical Engineering, got an MS degree from Columbia University, the famous Columbia University in New York, and an MBA from Texas, University of Texas. Mr. Johnson is an experienced, most experienced pilot, and it's interesting to know that he flew 50 different planes. He claims that he couldn't get another job, therefore he had to fly so many planes, which is not true if you look at all of the awards he received. He came to NASA in 1998. Colonel Michael Finke, also Finke, we would probably say, he also from U.S. Air Force, STS-134 was his third mission to space. He was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, got his degrees from MIT. We talked about it. MIT and KIT look fairly similar. I would like to mention, and you know, I'm quite proud of Karlsruhe University, that MIT, and this is true, MIT was organized along the lines of Karlsruhe, primarily the ideas of Mr. Rettenbacher. Colonel Finke is a most experienced astronaut. He flew more than 1 year in space, 3 missions, as I indicated. His degrees are in aeronautics and earth sciences. During his missions, he had 60 EVAs, as we sometimes call it, Raumspaziergänge, but it truly is not a Spaziergang to do that. And I'm honored to welcome Mrs. Finke. We are honored that you are here, and you had to leave 3 children at home, which actually is interesting. The last child of the Finkes was born when Michael Finke was in space. I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Andrew Foyle. STS-134 was his second mission. He was born in Lake Orion in Michigan, and I like to mention that he got his BS and MS degrees at Purdue University, which is a university which I have been quite familiar with. I've been working there for more than 10 years. He has played an impressive role at Purdue. He, by the way, likes cars. And it's interesting that at Purdue University they have a Grand Prix each year, which is a go-car race. They have a racetrack, and Dr. Finke organized that for more than 3 years at Purdue. He is a specialist in earth sciences and went to ExxonMobil, and from there he went to NASA in 2000. I also would like to welcome Mrs. Foyle. Very welcome to Karlsruhe. Last but not least, I would like to welcome Colonel Roberto Vittori. We know each other for quite some time. ESA, I mentioned it. He flew, also I'm quite proud of that, 2 missions during my time at ESA, but they were not real ESA missions. They were more Italian missions. Still, I take that for credit. He is a test pilot, flew a lot of tornadoes. Some of us here in Karlsruhe have been working on that engine. And he also has 2 children. He got his degree from the University of Naples and also from Perugia. Welcome in Karlsruhe, Mr. Vittori. I'm quite happy that we are able to meet here instead of Paris. Ladies and gentlemen, presently we are at the crossroads of human spaceflight, and I'm most tempted to start a discussion. But in Karlsruhe we are looking ahead, and we are quite proud that the next ESA or German astronaut will be Dr. Alexander Gerst, here from Karlsruhe, who was chosen to participate with the next flight.